Hey guys, thanks for coming to our staff meeting. As of late, we've had a few issues brought up to us by customers, a little bit about our quality of the product and the speed at which we're producing it. Me and our co-manager Ben hopefully can bring up some new ideas on how to become a little bit more efficient and effective with our processes and hopefully create a better product for the customer. Okay guys, so as most of you are very aware on how to make a sandwich, this is kind of just a visual aid of the process, and we hope to kind of analyze this here for you and talk about how we can maybe improve the speed of our process. So again, starting with the raw materials, this is the vegetables, the meats, the cheeses. The process always starts here. The customer will approach you, they will select their bread, meat, and cheese, which we ideally want to make around 30 seconds. And then you will place the sandwich on the conveyor belt. It'll be toasted, and that typically takes about a minute. And then ideally we move on to condiments and vegetables, which will take ideally 30 seconds, leading to a final good that would typically take around 2 minutes. And then what me and a lot of the other managers have discussed is how do we improve this? And what we did in the process was look for the bottleneck or the constraint that really reduces our capacity, because we can only move as fast as the bottleneck. And we found that is obviously the toasting of the sandwich. So what we're going to do in these upcoming weeks is actually increase the temperature on the toaster and then increase the speed of the conveyor belt to hopefully reduce the time in which we can produce the product and ultimately get the product to the customer a little shorter, and hopefully we can meet their needs and maybe we can bring in a few less complaints.
So now that Ben has talked to you guys about how to make our processes a little more efficient, I'm going to talk to you guys about the visual controls and how we can use advertising to our advantage, as well as some error proofing we can do within our stores. So to start out with the visual controls, all about advertising our products. We want products and posters looking like this, where we're advertising our fresh baked bread, and we want our customers to know that's how fresh our bread is. So that's an important thing to have up in the store windows. Going off of that, on our delivery cars, we want to have posters advertising how fresh our products are, as well as how quickly we can get them to the customer. Moving on to the scheduling part of the visual controls, it's important for our employees to know who's going to be doing what when. So for that, we want to have a color-coded schedule posted on the back bulletin board in the staff room 2 weeks in advance about the schedule for who's working when. So if you guys need to switch shifts or you have an error or a conflict that you need to talk to us about, you can do that and we can avoid some error there. And finally, we have our sandwich ordering process. We want to color code the recipe books a little bit so the sandwiches using the same meats and toppings are all right next to each other, just so it's easier to find, as well as when the customer orders. We want our customers to be known by name, as well as taking their name at the register, so when their sandwich is completed, we can call them up by name, and that eliminates any confusion about who's getting what sandwich. To go along with that last poke yoke, another error-proofing method we're going to put into the store are these new trash cans. You can see that the trash cans we're going to put in have a circular hole where the garbage goes down, but our trays are rectangular, as indicated by the tray section. That's so our customers don't accidentally throw the trays away with their garbage, thus implementing more waste for us and less efficiency.
Okay, so we've made a lot of positive strides in reducing defects in our company lately with our sandwiches being made, but I still believe that there's a lot more that we can do to further our productivity. In specific, I think that we should focus on the 6 Sigma goals of where, as you know, you have to decrease defects to within 6 standard deviations of the mean of what we usually produce. In order to achieve this, there's 5 different steps that we can take. First of all, we have to start with defining where the problem lies, which we have found to be that the majority of our defective sandwiches occurred from the employees selecting the wrong type of meat for the sandwiches. That's the most common error, and we have measured this to be about every 1 in 30 sandwiches made in our shop. So after much consideration, we move on to the analyze stage and seeing what has gone wrong, and then from there we can see how to fix it. After talking to a lot of the other employees, we've realized that the majority of error in selecting the meat comes from customers typically ordering more than 1 sub. In order to improve this, moving on to the 4th step, I suggest that we implement a new system in our stores where when the customer comes in, they can take a little slip and mark off what type of meat on the sandwiches they want, and they can also specify the number of sandwiches they are ordering. And lastly, moving on to control, we'll be able to monitor this after it's implemented in the stores quite shortly, and we'll be able to tell our progress in development in the following months.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming out today. Me and Ben really appreciate it. We hope you guys learned a lot today, and we're all looking forward to becoming a much more efficient restaurant.